What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. It's your boy Dantes. Today, guys, um, today is Saturday, September 11th. So y'all know what that means. Today is 9/11. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about what happened during this tragedy of an event. What happened and stuff. I'm gonna share a lot of things about this, in my opinion, about 9/11 and why it happened and how I feel about it. I wasn't even born when this happened, but my mom was, my sister was, and a lot of you guys probably were. But yeah, this day was a very tragic day, guys. You're probably hearing the news about how tragic 9/11 was 20 years ago in 2001, I believe. So it was a very horrible time for um, Americans in the United States. So today we're going to be talking about the 9/11 attacks and why it's important to study these, because when you get older, you might tell your children about how September 11th was the first day in American history. Um, it's just going to really affect a lot of people because a lot of people lost their family members on this day. And it's just insane to me on how things unfolded, you know. But anyway, guys, I made a stream earlier today. Just disregard that. That probably has a lot of minutes on that joint. I don't even know how in the world um, they had that many minutes. I forgot to delete that stream because I had unplugged my computer on accident, and the entire stream kept on running. So just disregard that stream. I got to delete that stream off my channel because they don't need to be there because I need to make a video on it. I'm making a video on this now. So yeah, today we're going to be remembering the lives lost in 9/11. So I want to take a few moments for a moment of silence for all the lost Americans who lost their lives from this. We're going to take 1 minute to calm ourselves down, and we're going to take 1 minute and we're going to have a moment of silence to remember the lives of these people. So 1 minute, and it starts now. All right, 1 minute is up. So we're going to be watching a couple videos about the 9/11 attacks. I'm going to be reading articles to you guys about the airplanes that crashed. There were four different locations that the airplanes crashed. So um, I'll show you that in a minute. Just pull it up. What's up, Miko? All right, let's see. All right. So so this is what, yeah, rest in peace to the people who died in 9/11. This is what the explosion looked like. If you guys need to see it, oh shoot, my camera's like blurry. Hold on, guys. This is what the scene looked like. That's what the scene looked like, guys. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna be reading the timeline of events that happened on the morning of 9/11. This happened Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. Yeah, I'm just gonna read the article to you guys. Hopefully, you guys. This is the first time I'm doing this, reading an article to you guys, and then I might put on a video or something. Today's the 20th anniversary of this, man. 20 years ago, this actually happened, guys. Um, so I'm about to read this. All right, so here we go, guys. Um, as we commemorate the 20th anniversary of the terror attacks of September 11th, 2001, ABC News compiled these reminders about what happened that day as well as in the years since. So here is the reports that happened. It says 19 hijackers took over 4 planes. 3 sites hit: the south, the north, and the south and the north towers of the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, which is in Washington D.C., and in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So 19 hijackers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of hijackers. They're from the I think the Al Qaeda. I don't know. Yes, hashtag never forget. There's a lot of things that happened in this event, guys. Right here it says, as of 2021, the remains of 1,106 individuals killed that day in New York City have still yet to be identified, according to the New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner. So here is all the flights that got crashed. These are the planes that took off on that day. So American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. So that was the first plane that crashed. American Airlines Flight 11. So that's the first plane that crashed. It crashed into the North Tower. So that was the first plane that crashed. The American Airlines 11 was scheduled as a nonstop flight from Boston, Massachusetts to Los Angeles, California, before it was hijacked and crashed into the World Trade Center at 8:46 a.m. So this happened early morning, guys. 8:46 a.m. is when this plane crashed into the World Trade Center. According to the 9/11 Commission report, the second plane hit shortly after. Okay, so these are some fast facts. The king of that plan of crashing got killed by the U.S. Army, and they threw his body into a river for the fish to eat. Dang, man. All right, there's some good facts, man. I mean, I just cannot believe this happened, guys. Like, you can understand like a lot of things, but this day, bro, it just like was one of the tragic days in the USA, man. All right, the next plane, we're going to talk about the next plane. So the first plane that crashed was Flight 11. It was coming from Boston and it was scheduled to Los Angeles. That was the first plane. Yeah, I wasn't alive when it happened. This happened in 2001, guys. This happened in 2001. Most of you guys weren't even born yet when this happened. 2001. That was the year that the hijackers took those planes and crashed into the World Trade Centers. That was 20 years ago. That's 2020. So the next flight, of course, we got the United Airlines Flight 175. They crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. So that was the second plane that crashed into the second World Trade Center, which is the South Tower. United Airlines Flight 175. So I'm going to put all the flights that were in there. So American Airlines Flight 11. That one was going from Boston to Los Angeles. That was the first flight. That one hit the North Tower. All right. The second flight was the United Airlines United Airlines flight 175, and that crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. I have no idea where it was going, but um, that was the second train. Train. I mean, plane. I don't know why I said train. It said United Airlines 75 has also been scheduled as a non-stop flight from Boston to Los Angeles before it was hijacked and crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center at 9:03 a.m. So this plane crashed at 9:03 a.m. Look at how close that was. 8:46 a.m. and 9:03 a.m. So that was like, how many minutes is that? Like, I'll say like 13 to 15 minutes later. No, 17 minutes later. That was when the second flight crashed at 9:03 a.m. United Airlines 175 crashed into the South Tower. It says the first plane had hit the towers just under 20 minutes earlier. So this was in a 20-minute time differential. This was insane. So that was the second plane. Now, Nico is right. There was another plane that crashed, and that one crashed in Washington, D.C. So this one was the American Airlines Flight 77. This crashed into the Pentagon, which is in Washington, D.C. So American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon. So that was another flight that crashed. American Airlines Flight 77. Yes. hmm Flight 77. Now it said this plane was scheduled as a nonstop flight from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles. All right. So this one was coming from D.C. to L.A. All right. So all of these planes, most of these planes were going to Los Angeles. All three of these planes were going to Los Angeles. So just remember that. It says the A77 was hijacked just before 9 a.m. So this plane was hijacked just before 175 got hijacked at before 9 a.m. So it probably got hijacked when Flight 11 got hijacked. And then it crashed into the Pentagon at 9:37 a.m. So 9:37 a.m. is when this plane crashed into the Pentagon. So that was a little bit of time after Flight 175 crashed at 9:03 a.m. So this one crashed at 9:37 a.m. into the Pentagon. United Airlines, and then there was one more plane that crashed. This one was United Airlines Flight 93. This was Flight 93. This is the one that crashed into the field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. United Airlines Flight 93. Right. United Airlines Flight 93. This one crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. All right, Shanksville, Pennsylvania. All right. Now, this plane was scheduled from a nonstop flight from Newark, I'm pretty sure Newark, New Jersey, and it was going all the way to San Francisco. So, another plane that got involved, United Flight 93. All of these planes were going to California. As you can see, they all came from like the same corridor, like Washington, D.C., Newark, Boston. They all came from the same corridor, and they're all going to the same state. They're going to California, just different cities. Now, two of those are going to different cities. Actually, three of those are going to different cities. No, um, one of those are going to different cities. The 93 is going to San Francisco. The other ones are all going to LA. So this plane was likely to be hijacked at 9:28 a.m. So this plane was likely to be hijacked at 9:28 a.m. It says, according to the commission report, and the passengers began to revolt at 9:57 a.m. So the passengers tried to form a plan so they could stop these hijackers because they heard about the other ones. So they're trying to stop this one on this plane. So at 9:57 a.m., that's when they did that. And then after that, the plane had crashed at 10:03 a.m. A little bit after. So after the passengers revolted, the plane went into the field at 10:03 a.m. Yeah, I'm scared to fly. I'm scared to fly, bro. Like, I don't even want to go flying because somebody could be like a hijacker and they could take my life because they want to hijack a plane, which is very dangerous. Yeah, man, definitely not gonna go to New York anytime soon. Well, I mean, I have to go to New York, but I'm not going to Manhattan. I might go to Brooklyn, but no, Manhattan right now. I might go to Manhattan just to see the World Trade Center place because I always wanted to go to New York, you know. But yeah, man, as you can see, that is the entire storyline of when it happened. So so this is what it happened. So at 5:45 a.m., that's how early these hijackers came. At 5:45 a.m. You stay near Jersey City? Yeah, that's close to New York. Oh, 5:45 a.m. It says the hijackers passed through security in Portland, Maine, and then they board a flight to Boston where they connect to American's Flight 11. So the first hijackers who were trying to go for the Flight 11 one, they actually passed through security in Portland, Maine. That's where they should have knew that there was suspicious people coming on the plane. At 6 a.m., it says the polling stations were open as September 11th was a primary election day in New York City. So also this day was an election day. If you didn't know that, guys, it was a primary election day. Everybody was trying to vote. You know, um, at 7:59 a.m., Flight 11 takes off from Boston for Los Angeles. 11 crew members, 76 passengers. There were 76 passengers on Flight 11, and five hijackers were on board. There were five hijackers on board. So in total, there were 11 crew members and then 76 passengers plus the five hijackers. So that was 81 passengers in total, including those hijackers. Yes, 76. It says it right here. This is from Flight 11. This is the one that crashed into the north part of the World Trade Center, guys. Hold on. Where you see it where it says 76? 76 passengers. 76. That is a lot of passengers on one flight. So at 7:59 a.m., that's when Flight 11 took off from Boston to LA. And then at 8:15, this is when the second plane took off. Flight 175 took off from Boston to LA. There were 9 crew members on that flight, 51 passengers, and 5 hijackers on board. So there were still the same amount of hijackers on these planes. There were 5 hijackers on those planes. So rounding up around 3,722 people died in 9/11. Yeah, pretty much, man. So for Flight 175, there were 51 passengers on board. 51 passengers. So not as much as Flight 11. Flight 11 had 76 passengers. Flight 175 only had 51 passengers. There were 9 crew members. That's not a lot of crew members. And then, of course, 5 hijackers on Flight 175. And that plane had crashed until the South Tower, I believe. Yeah, Flight 175 went in the South Tower. Flight 11 went in the North Tower. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta talk to my mom. I'm back, guys. I'm gonna talk to my mom about something. Um, Back to what I was saying about the 9/11 attacks. Um, all right, Nico, you here? So at around 8:19 a.m., it says Flight 11 crew members alert ground personnel that hijacking. Oh, you're still here? Okay. All right. So at 8:19 a.m., Flight 11 crew members alert the ground personnel that hijacking is underway. Shortly before, one hijacker stabbed a passenger, Daniel Lewin. So one of the hijackers actually stabbed somebody. So that's even more. That's a little bit more serious as well. And he was seated in front of him. Officials speculate that Lewin may have tried to stop the hijackers and was likely the first victim of the attacks. So Daniel Lewin got stabbed from these hijackers. At 8:20, it says American Flight 77 en route to Los Angeles takes off from Washington, D.C. 6 crew members, 53 passengers, and 5 hijackers. So, y'all hear this? Every time there's a plane, there's always 5 hijackers on the plane. And there were 19 hijackers in total. So, how is there 5 hijackers? Oh, I get it now. There's 5 hijackers, but then the last set is only 4 hijackers. So then after that says, attempting to communicate with passengers, a hijacker contacts air traffic control, unwittingly alerting controllers to the attacks. So that's at 8:24. And then at 8:37, Boston Air Traffic Control alerts the military. The Air National Guard jets in Massachusetts are mobilized to follow Flight 11. So they got military jets to follow the first flight that hit the first tower. At 8:42 a.m., San Francisco-bound United Airlines Flight 93 takes off at Newark following a delay. 7 crew members, 33 passengers, and 4 hijackers are on board. There was only 4 passengers. No, there were only 33 passengers. Very little flight. Next at 8:46, that is when the first flight crashes into the tower. Flight 11 crashes into floors 93 through 99 of the North Tower. So people who are stuck in floor 93 through 99, they can't get out. The elevator's down. They can't get out through the stairway. So how are they going to get out of there? At 8:50 a.m., President George W. Bush is alerted. His advisors assume this is a tragic accident. So the president at the time was George W. Bush. All right. He just his advisors assumed that this was just a accident. Like they didn't really mean it. It says at 8:55 a.m. the South Tower is declared for secure. So they're trying to prepare for the South Tower in case the plane goes there. At 8:59, Port Authority police ordered the evacuation of both towers. A minute later, the order is expanded to the entire World Trade Center complex. All right. At 9 a.m., a flight attendant aboard Flight 175 alerts air traffic control that a hijacking is underway. That was at 9 a.m. At 9:03, that's when the second plane crashed. Flight 175 crashes into floors 77 through 85 of the South Tower. At 9:05, President Bush learns that a second plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. 25 minutes later, he addresses Americans saying that terrorism against our nation will not stand. So, pretty much, George W. Bush finally responded. After he seen the first plane crashing, he really didn't think it was going to happen again. But then it happened again, and then he made a message. He said, terrorism against our nation will not stand. So I'm gonna put that in the chat box. What he said: terrorism, terrorism against our nation will not stand. Terrorism against our nation will not stand. At 9:05 a.m., Flight 77 passenger Barbara Olson calls her husband, the U.S. Solicitor General Theodore Olson, who alerts the federal officials of the hijacking. At 9:36, Secret Service agents evacuate Vice President Dick Cheney to the Presidential Emergency Operations Center beneath the White House. And then after that, 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon. The crash and fire killed 59 on the plane and 125 on the ground. So let's hear that again. 59 people got killed on the plane. All right, 59 people got killed on the plane, and 125 people got killed on the ground. So whoever was in the Pentagon when this plane crashed, they were dead. 125 people. That is a lot. 125. A lot, man. At 9:42 a.m., the FAA grounds all flights. So they won't send no more flights out because of what's going on. Because 3 flights just crashed into different locations of the United States. The World Trade Center in New York City, the Twin Towers, and then of course the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. At 9:45 a.m., the White House and the U.S. Capitol are evacuated. So they think there's going to be another plane that's going to target for a White House and the U.S. Capitol because those are like the federal things. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapses in 10 seconds after burning for more than 56 minutes. So it's been 56 minutes since the South Tower's been up, and it collapsed in 10 seconds. More than 800 people in and around the building are killed. More than 800 people, man. 800 people. This is shocking. More than 800 people in and out. Not just in and out. People on the streets got killed too. That's just insane, man. 800 people in and out. At 10:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93 crashes near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, after passengers and the crew stormed the cockpit. 40 people on board, excluding the hijackers, perish. Perish means dead. All right. Then it says at 10:28 a.m., the North Tower collapses after burning for 102 minutes. It's been 102 minutes since the North Tower's been up. More than 1,600 people in. Wow. Oh my goodness. 1,600 people in and around the building are killed. Yo, it's just shocking, man. Like to see this many people, all these innocent people's lives are being taken. This is insane to me, guys. At 11:02 a.m., New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani orders the evacuation of Lower Manhattan. 12:16 p.m., the last flight still in the air above the continental United States lands. At 12:30 p.m., a group of 14 survivors emerged from a North Tower stairwell. 3 p.m., a survivor, Pasquale Bizou, is rescued from the rubble of the North Tower. At 5:20 p.m., after burning for hours, the World Trade Center collapsed. There are no casualties. At 8:30 p.m., President Bush addresses the nation from the White House, assuring Americans that a search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. Then at 10:30 p.m., rescuers locate and extract 2 PAPD officers injured but alive in debris of the World Trade Center. So this is crazy. So this is the day of the attack. 2,977 total deaths occurred on the day of September 11th, 2001. Sorry, 2,977. That's how many people died. 2,977. That is a lot of people. On the day of September 11th, 2001, according to the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, they occurred in 3 locations: New York City, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. That's 3 different locations, guys. So, in New York City, 2,753 people were killed at the site of the World Trade Center. This was at the World Trade Center. Okay? That's how many people died. Okay? That's actually insane. Look at how much people saved them. Like, it's just amazing to see how many. Like, it's just hard to hear. Like, it's hard to even hear about this. This is just a tragic event. Right here. All of this. 184 people were killed at the Pentagon. That's how many people got killed at the Pentagon. 184. In Pennsylvania, 40 people. Still a lot of people. Just look at the number of people that got killed, man. So just remember, guys, if you ever come across on a plane, always watch your back. You never know when your plane could be hijacked and you could lose your life from it. Always love your loved ones. Keep them close. Because one day it could be your final call to them. And it's very sad. I literally heard the phone calls of the people who called their loved ones before the hijackers took over their planes. It's just horrible. Tragic. That's why this day is one of the most horrific terrorist day ever. I don't even think that's a word, but we're just gonna roll with it. But this is crazy, guys. I couldn't even believe how many people died in this, man. This is just insane. So now we're gonna watch a video about 9/11 attacks, okay? There we go, guys.
Another one is staff, and our 5 is staff. What's going on there? The traffic erratic again. Eddie, come to me. Eddie, be there. Eddie. Betty? That phone is 737. What? 737? Like the world trade? Who are you talking to? Oh, God. Oh, my God.
United 175, New York. We have some problems over here right now. And we might have a hijack over here, too. Yo, this is Ryan. This is Ron. I believe this is a hijack. And things will go well. I'm looking good. I just want you to know, like, absolutely fuck you. I want you to do good. Don't have to time. Same for my parents and everybody. And I just totally love you. And I will be doing this. Hi, Dave.
Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys.
I just totally love you. And I will be doing this. Hi, Dave.
Look at how that plane just ran into the building, though. Look at how this happened, guys. This is actually a plane actually going in there.
Hi, Dave.
What are those people going to do?
That was flight 175 hitting the South Tower.
Oh my God. So both towers are now.
Okay, I got an aircraft east of the White House. Hello?
Crystal City, just north of Crystal City. Just to the north of your town. Yeah, stop all departures. I got this guy hit. Don't put me in that. God damn, I can't protect my NCA. United 93, that traffic 3 is 1 o'clock, 12 miles east on 37, sir. Negative contact, we're looking United 93. United 93, Cleveland, if you hear the sound right now. They got some business, Doc. We managed to be out of all
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m. Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, baby. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you. Bye.
We're 56865. We have, I believe it is a Boeing 757. Can you see him?
That was just an emotional call for the
Roger. He's rocking back and forth. We're 56865 by 5. You stay away from that aircraft. Go north as fast as you can.
United 93. Have you got information on that yet?
Yeah, he's down.
He's down?
Yes.
When did he land?
He did not land.
Oh, he's down?
Yes, somewhere up northeast of Camp David.
Honestly, I just want to let you know I love you. And I'm going to be so in New York. We love to smoke and we just wanted you to know that we love you so much. That's how the two ball process, right? This was stupid to be talking. We're not here to decide. It's just a man. I'm on the 83rd now. I'm going to die, aren't I? No. Say you're going to die. Live, say your prayers. We're going to think positive because you got to help each other get off the floor. Now, I know.
That's what it is.
All right, guys. So that was very emotional. As you can see, there were two people that had emotional phone calls to their loved ones. There was a woman, she called her loved one. It was just horrifying to hear how sad she was, man. She literally was so emotional when she made that call, bro. I feel so bad that she had to go through that, man. Like, she shouldn't have to go through that, man. Especially, she just went on a plane. She didn't even know it was getting hijacked. And next thing you know, she's not even around anymore. It's hard to hear your loved one call on the phone saying, "Tell my children I love them because I won't see them again." Like, it's just hard to hear this, man. So I'm hoping you guys will take something from this, that this is a very emotional day for a lot of Americans. You know, everybody probably lost somebody in this horrific accident. It wasn't even this is a tragedy, not even an accident. Horrific tragedy. Just keep your prayers up for those people who have lost their lives in this horrific event. All of the people who died and everybody who is going through a rough time coping with this tragic event. We will not forget the 9/11 event. I mean, we will not forget the attacks on 9/11. Like the president of the United States by this time, George W. Bush, said, "Terrorism will not stand against our nation." So, yeah, it's just insane to see how many people's lives got taken on this exact day. Just a lot of people got killed on this day, man. So make sure you guys take the time to watch some more of these videos. Now, my reaction to it, I just say it's a horrible event, man. Horrible event in our United States. I keep my prayers up to everybody's families who lost their families in this, and prayers up for this event, guys. Prayers up. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Thank you guys for tuning in to the stream. Hope you guys learned something from this event. This was pretty much a learning event. This is an experience that you guys need to learn. This is a very horrible day. And yeah, man, this is your boy Dantes, man. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace out, guys.